Hello. I've been reduced to a vlog style filmmaking, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I needed to make a video to update everyone on the old ReBoi, because it's been a couple of months now since the Kickstarter ended. It's all been a little bit emotionally exhausting, but I have found a little bit of headspace and I'm sort of getting back into it here in Japan. Welcome to Japan. This is all the River Ado. I think the area we're in is called Takashima or Adagawa, something like that. I'm actually here semi-frequently. This is where my in-laws live. My wife's parents have got a beautiful little house out here in the middle of the arse end of nowhere countryside. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just beautiful. And I'm able to stay out here this time for 5 weeks because I off the back of the Kickstarter, I quit my job. You know, you've got to fucking try these things, haven't you? £30,000 worth of people said, yeah, that's sort of interesting, that thing you're doing there. So I'm really going to try and do it. I've only sort of officially left my job in the last kind of week or so. I was doing a couple of days a week since the end of the Kickstarter. That's why progress has been a little bit slower than I would have liked. But yeah, I'm making a little bit of progress here in Japan. Not much. I'll get onto that in a minute. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that backed my Kickstarter. I really didn't know if anyone would. I really wasn't sure if anyone in the world wanted to give me 80 quid sight unseen for a kit to put a Raspberry Pi and a Game Boy. It's just a bit mental, isn't it? But they did. So I'm doing that, and I'm going both feet first into trying to become a successful inventor, e-commerce, YouTube thing. Right, let's get on with some updates on the ReBoi and also what else I'm going to be doing while I'm here in Japan and then when I'm going to get back to the UK. See you in a bit. Have a seat. So the one thing I didn't sort of plan on doing was make a video, which is sort of a little bit silly. So terribly sorry for the sound and audio quality of this. I'm actually trying to make an audio room recording right on my MacBook here. So we'll see how that goes. I really thought I'd be able to set up shop in this unused back room in my in-laws' house. It turns out that's just totally non-viable. It was sort of a stupid plan to begin with. So what is happening in development? What is happening is I'm currently sourcing the parts I just need to buy in bulk, namely the display and the batteries. There are samples slowly converging on my location from across the world. I've got some spec sheets to look at, and of course once I get the samples I need to test that the things actually work and are of a quality that I would expect. I'm hoping to get 1000 milliamp hour batteries. That'll be a 2000 milliamp hour battery capacity in the ReBoi with both batteries installed. Should give sort of somewhere between sort of 4 and 7 hours of gameplay, but of course you could always just put it on charge while you're playing. I've also got the first draft of the website live, ReBoi.io. It's a bit terrible. But as an orange dog once said, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something. And I'm determined to be able to make good websites. If you want to invent products and sell them, a good website is sort of something you have to have. So yeah, here begins my journey into web design. One that is sure to be full of adventures and heartache. The only thing you really can do on the website is pre-order the kit. So if you missed out on the Kickstarter and you want to put your money down now to get in line for a kit, to get sent a kit when all of the backers get theirs in, towards the end of the year, you can do that. I'm not going to do any marketing for it. I'm not going to sort of, do a pre-order launch or anything. I simply put it up there. I need you to build a website. I need you to sort Shopify out. So it's just a bit of a test case. But a few people asked me wanting to sort of pre-order now the Kickstarter's ended. So that's something you can do on the website. 1 million internet points to Mr. Firth from Birmingham, who pre-ordered, was very excited to see the Shopify notification come through, who pre-ordered his ReBoi kit on my website before I even told anyone it was live. So I'm not quite sure how he found it. I think I'd put it up on the Kickstarter page. So it says ReBoi.io on the Kickstarter page somewhere. And yeah, he'd gone on that, found it, and clicked buy. So thank you, Mr. Firth. A million internet points to yourself, good sir. On the hardware side of the ReBoi, that's sort of what I was expecting to build in Japan. You know, get some prototyping done. But boy, I haven't got an electronics workbench here, so I'm sort of surprised I even thought I'd get much of that done. I did get one prototype shipped here, and that's this guy. So let's have a little look at this next generation component of the ReBoi kit. So I wanted to get more of these GPIO connections off of the Raspberry Pi Zero and onto my ReBoi, but you know, my whole USP is that this goes to be easy. It's not going to involve much, chopping up of the case. Simple tools, no soldering irons. So I've ended up with this. This is a flexible PCB with some sort of spring-loaded contacts on it. And then this is the fake cartridge that goes in the back of the ReBoi. Well, this is a failed print, but there'll be one of these in every ReBoi kit and one of these. And then if we just sandwich this all together, there are a bunch of reasons for doing this, which I wanted to get into once I had like a good demo working. And that won't be until I get back to the UK. And there you go. So we've now secured our Raspberry Pi to a part of the ReBoi kit. And we've got all of the GPIO pins, all of the power and the USB data lines all on this flat flex connector. So imagine this is the motherboard. You just pop this in like that. And there we go. Now we've made a much more comprehensive electrical connection between our Raspberry Pi Zero and the custom motherboard in the back of the ReBoi. I'm pretty pleased with this bit. This makes building the ReBoi easier. There's a lot less, screws and posts and standoffs. Producing this flexible PCB actually replaces so much of the other bits of, knocks a bunch of stuff off the bill of materials that the finances even sort of, totally balance out. And it will make the finished thing more flexible and more full-featured. So that is sort of all I've got to say and everything I wanted to say. I just wanted to get something out there. I haven't run away to Japan with the Kickstarter money. I'm here for legitimate reasons, and I'm definitely working hard on the ReBoi. Development is just going a little bit slower than I'd hoped. I planned to quit my job immediately, but they asked me to do a couple of days. I then decided to stay in Japan for a bit longer because I didn't have a job anymore. So, it's all... it's all... baby steps. This is the first time I'm doing a Kickstarter. There are a couple of other bits I'd like to just mention aside from the ReBoi. I did find this fucking cool multimeter. Check this out. So it's a 6,000 yen gadget, but I just love its philosophy, and I'm fairly sure it's not sold anywhere else in the world because it hasn't got any FCC or CE markings on the back. I don't think any testing house has been over this, so it's a domestic Japanese product only, and I love it. If I'm going to try and do a YouTube, and I should, because I feel like I'm sort of 20% of the way to a monetized YouTube channel, which is sort of 15% further than a lot of people get. So product reviews would be, just a good thing to make. I've got a deep interest in products. I bought all sorts of tools here in Japan because I'm a bit of a tool nerd. So yeah, product reviews, tool reviews, I think would be something I could do. So that seems like a good thing to do. Don't be surprised if you see a review for this thing drop in the next couple of weeks. Again, filmed right here. Might not happen. The last thing, of course, is while I'm in Japan, there are a bunch of, old Game Boys in Japan. Sadly, now that the services that allow the rest of the world to bid on the stuff on Yahoo auctions, now there are this sort of proxy services, the prices have shot through the roof. But as I've already paid for my ticket home, I've got a slight financial advantage on the shipping costs involved in everything. I can get them shipped to me domestically here in Japan, and then I can fly them all home with me in my suitcase. So of course I'm going to do that. There's a bunch of like cool Game Boy stuff I've been following. I'm desperate to try some of the more interesting mods that are coming out now, like the Game Boy Pocket Color looks freaking cool, because the color is, although the ReBoi is my love letter to the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Pocket was the first Game Boy that I sort of, really sucked my teeth into. The Game Boy Pocket Color looks fucking awesome, and I'd like to build one myself. I don't just want to buy one, I want to make one myself. I want to get Matey's circuit board, take all the components off a Game Boy Color and put them on the circuit board. The same goes for the Frog Boy, which is a Game Boy Color in Game Boy Advance format. And again, you take all of the chips off of a real Game Boy Color and stick them into this new product. I've also seen the, I'm not sure if they're called the Chibi or the Gacha Game Boy Advance SP mods, but they've really spoken to me. And again, I'd like to maybe design my own. So I'm not sure if I'm overthinking that. I'd like to do my own Gacha SP, just because it would be fun. Oh yeah, and I'm going to get some DS lights. They're a bit cheaper than Game Boys, and you can turn them into Game Boy macros. I feel like I've got something to add to that scene as well, in terms of PCB design, 3D printed things, all that lark. That's everything. So I'm going to go back to the river now and sign this video off. I'm not convinced I'm going to be the world's most compelling internet personality. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. If I'm awake, I'll be sure to say hello. I am also, one last thing, I'm going to be at EMF, which is a festival, electromagnetic field, in the UK in May. I forget what date, I forget where. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll bring the ReBoi along. I have submitted a proposal that I do a talk as well about PCB design, but no one's got back to me yet. So I'll be there. That's it. That's actually everything. Thank you to everyone again. And I really think it is, when YouTubers say I love you at the end, I think that really is important. I do love you. We must stand together in this horrible world we live in. I really like ordinary things, ordinary guys. Here was signs of every video saying, "Don't let the bastards grind you down." And I guess I'll add to that with, always follow your dreams. Catch you later. Bye.